Hi, I'm Jarrett with the International Yacht Network here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Today we're going to take a look at this 2017 Inmar 320R YS. It's Inmar's answer to the 10 to 11 foot Yacht Tender range. This boat comes in at a little under 11 feet with the engine on board. It's 5 foot 4 inches wide, so it fits most narrower swim platforms. And the boat fully rigged out with fuel and everything in there is between 430 and 440 pounds, equipped with a 20 horsepower 4-stroke engine.
We'll go ahead and start at the back of the boat. This particular boat is rigged for a client that's due out for delivery. It has a 20 horsepower 4-stroke Tohatsu. It's electric trim and tilt. We've got a quick plane fin installed, which is pretty much standard. The boat's just plane off a little quicker. It gives you about a 30-mile-an-hour top speed with a 175-pound single passenger in there. You've got seating for two on the rear bench seat. There's storage underneath. We'll take a look at that later. This particular boat customer had us install SeaDeck. That's a gray over black configuration. You've got your remote control at the helm here with your steering system. We ended up adding an extra control rocker switch for the client to control his navigation and anchor lights. You got your electric trim and tilt right here at the helm. SeaDeck in the front. There's your bow seat. There's also a midship seat. So we've got true seating for 4 passengers. You've got storage, and this is dry storage underneath the bow locker here. There's actually no access points in there for water to get in. We'll go ahead and just set that on there. You've actually got midship storage as well, but we've chosen to go ahead and rig the fuel tank system on the inside of this rather than in the aft to keep the weight forward. So we've got a 6.5 gallon Miller fuel tank with all your systems in there. Very easy access to work on anything. One of the neat features of this boat is actually all the cockpits are self-draining, and they drain to a plumbed system. So the cockpit in the front drains through the center. There's actually a plumbed hose there, comes out and drains back to here. So you can actually pull that plug and self-drain the cockpit while underway. In addition to that, there's some rear storage. This is actually dry storage, pretty unique to this kind of boat of this size. You do not have direct access to the bilge itself. So if you're taking on any kind of water from rain or splashing or anything like that, you actually, everything in the back will stay completely dry because there is a false deck above the bilge. Same with the midship. We've got our AGM gel batteries stored here. Everything is completely installed, very easy to service. Move to the back. All these engines come standard with electric trim and tilt. They run a nice little steering system on them, real easy to control.
One of the other neat things about these boats is you've actually got a pretty unique hull design. There's 2 really large chines for such a small boat on the underside. Having run this boat myself, it's about a 30-mile-an-hour boat, and with the 20 4-stroke on the back, and it's one of the driest small boats I've ridden in. Comparable to some of the other products we represent, I would say it's probably hands down the driest small 10 to 11 foot boat we've run. Planes instantly. Really planes off quite nicely. You don't get a whole lot of bow rise with it. It's a long, slender boat, fits on narrow swim platforms, no problem. All the Inmar 320s are standard with a Hypalon series tube. They do not build in PVC. Very nice product. Unbelievably nice cut job, glue job. No glue anywhere on these boats when we get them in. They're just really, really well engineered and well put together for a boat in this price category. All the 320s come standard with a wedge on the back. You've got a nice reinforcement for when we install the engines on there. One of the other neat things about this boat is it actually has a folding rear helm seat. So stowage, things like that, you can actually drop this down, get yourself a little extra clearance. But ideally what it's for is we've got 4 pickup rings for your davit system, 2 in the front and 2 aft, and so it allows you to have a little bit lower profile davit lifting system. So those smaller capacity cranes, things like that, are able to lift it with a low profile harness. Makes it a little bit easier on smaller boats that quite don't have the lift.